The information presented in this virtual exercise program is current as of June 2022. This programming may involve diverse exercise activities encompassing a range of physical demands. Although the programming is being led by certified practitioners in the respective disciplines, you agree that you are voluntarily accepting the risks of physical activity that may be particular to your individual health and fitness circumstances, and you agree that we will not be held liable for these risks or any injuries or damages arising therefrom. Further, we are unable to monitor your health status during the programming or call for medical attention on your behalf. By participating, you warrant that you are physically capable of performing the activities of the particular program and that you will cease the activities should you begin to feel unwell at any time. The information provided by the exercise program leaders is not intended to be medical advice or personal training. We recommend that each participant discuss their medical circumstances and the programming with their physician.
Welcome to the Kidney Wellness Hub. I'm so glad you could join us today. My name is Brenda Brown, and today's class is Flow for Energy. It's essentially designed for not beginners. You'd like you to know what the poses are before you start taking this class. So it's not a really extremely advanced class either. It's somewhere in between. It will be a continuous flow of movement, but if at any time you get tired and you need to take a break, please hit pause and join us when you can. Okay, let's get started. Let's get into a nice comfortable seated position, whatever that might look like for you. It can be with your legs crossed, or you can have them straight out in front of you, or sitting from one side to the other. You might want to have a cushion underneath you to prop up your hips a little bit higher if that's going to relieve some of the tension on your knees. And as we sit in our comfortable seat, we try and become grounded and more present in what it is that we're doing, and that'll help us through all of the energy throughout the day, throughout the practice, making sure that we're grounded in our practice and with our energy so that we can flow it from the root of our feet all the way up through our body and back again. So just take a nice deep inhale. And then sigh out all of the stale air. Roll your shoulders back and away from your ears and down your spine. Sit tall. Bring yourself into some stillness. Either close your eyes so you can come inward, or find a nice focal point in front of you. Just open your eyes now that we're grounded in our position. We're just going to take a quick twist from one side to the other. So put your right arm or left arm on your left knee and your right arm behind you. And we're just going to gently twist to the right hand side. And then you can bring your hand over to the other knee. And the idea here is to try and keep your head in line with your center body as much as possible, and on each exhale just release a little bit deeper towards the right. The intention is to bring your gaze out over your right shoulder. And then release, come back to center. Take your hand out to the other side, left hand behind you, behind your hip, and then slowly twist towards the left. And then release. And then we're going to come into our tabletop position. Start warming up our spine. So knees below hips, hands and wrists below shoulders. Pushing firmly away from the earth, feeling that strength and energy engage between your shoulder blades. And on an inhale, come into cow position. And exhale, raise to cat. So bringing your belly towards your spine and curling up like a cat, pushing away from the earth, and then inhale. And do this as fast or as slow as feels comfortable for you to start warming up the spine. Now bring your hands out a little bit in front of you, and then we're going to push up all the way into downward dog and back. So pushing again, away the earth away from you with your hands, arms fully engaged and coming down the back of your shoulder blades. And then with like the energy is flowing from your hands all the way through your shoulders, down your spine, which is long, and into your back of your thighs with the intention that your heels come towards the mat. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then release out to plank. So we're coming all the way into a high plank position. Heels above the balls of your toes. Shoulders above wrists. And then we release slowly all the way down to the ground. And if you need to put your knees down first, please do so. And then we come up, put your hands down close to your ribs, up into Cobra. Exhale, release. One more time into Cobra. And release. Tuck your toes. Push back up through plank or through half tabletop, all the way up into your dog. Take your right knee and bring it closer towards your belly, and then bring that right foot straight up in front of you so that it comes between your hands, and then release that back leg, your left leg, into a low lunge. Knees above your ankle. Deep breath here. Then take that back leg and step it forward to meet your front, into your first forward fold. Now in this forward fold, because it is the first one of the day, you can bend your knees as much as you need, having your belly rest on the top of your thighs, and allow your head to hang long towards the mat. Hands come to shins, halfway rise. Exhale, release. Halfway rise. Then we'll take our right leg back behind us and slowly release it to the ground. So we're now in a runner's lunge on the other side. Bring that back leg up. Have your left leg meet the right in downward dog. Pushing away from the earth with your arms and your hands. Hands and fingertips are wide. Take your right leg, lift it up into the sky into three-legged dog. And again, that motion of bringing the knee up forward. And if you need to help it a little bit forward with your foot, that's fine. Making sure that the back leg is strong and long. Engage that energy. And then on your inhale, you're going to come up into a high lunge. Allowing your hips to sink a little bit towards the mat, but still engaging that energy in your back leg. Knee above ankle. Bring your hands to your heart center. We're just going to do a quick couple of breaths and flow here. The arms out. Inhale. Exhale into your twist. Inhale. Then one more time. hold this one. And then bring it back. And then pull that back leg up just a little bit more there so you're in a standing position. That back leg foot should be pointing on a 45-degree angle, approximately towards the front of your corner. If you need to make a little bit more room in your hips and space, you can move your legs a little bit further out, wider from each other, whichever is most comfortable for you. And then bend back forward into that knee into your warrior one stance, keeping your hips still strong, your ribs and your side body is long, and then raise your arms to sky. On your inhale, straighten that leg, bring hands down to front, exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale, come up, and bend into knee. Then inhale, bring that leg up. So your front leg is now completely straight. Take your hands behind your back. Hug your elbows in towards your side body. You can keep your wrists down low towards your lower back. And on your inhale, we're going to bend forward towards our knee, our leg, and let our arms come high. Or as high as is comfortable for you. You can always leave them on your back as well if that's best. And then we bend forward into that knee. Hands come down to back. Straighten. And then bend and meet and go forward. One more time, we're going to come into the flow, bend the knee, come back up with strength and energy at our core. And then release one more time. And then come back up on your inhale to standing. Shake out your arms a little bit. Okay, so in this bend, we're going to keep this strength on our right leg. We're going to slowly pull that back leg forward and up. Hands can be at your heart center. If you come out of that, that's fine. So this is a balance pose going into warrior three. So lift that back leg up, keeping it strong and wobbly on one side. I'm always more wobbly on my right. And you just keep trying it. Try one more time. This better in warm up. There we go. Strong in that right leg, strong in the back leg, and then release down beside your foot. And give it a shake. Aren't you excited? We get to do this all on the other side. Okay, arms up high. Release all the way down through the center. Inhale to halfway rise. Exhale. And then take your back leg behind you into that long lunge. And then come straight up into your high lunge position. Find that steadiness and balance with your breath. Back leg is strong, bending into your front leg. Hands to heart center. And then we're going to twist open one side and back. One more time. And back. Take a big deep breath here. You can always go into a low lunge if that's more comfortable for you. On your inhale, we're going to bring that foot up, your back foot up just a little bit further. Again, positioning it so you're at a 45-degree angle towards that front corner of your mat. Making sure that we bend into that front leg, or your left leg. Hips are pointing towards the short side of your mat. Once you've kept all this and the strength is in the bottom half of your body, you can raise your arms up high. Bring your hands down to heart center. Straighten that front leg. Arms up high. We're going into that front leg. Just get a little bit of motion and flow happening here. Release into the front, arms high. One more time. Now that we're in this pyramid pose, we take our arms back behind us to that bind that we had before. Then we're going to release from our hips all the way down as far as is comfortable for us. And the hands may raise or they may not, it's up to you. And then release into the front knee, arms up high. And then back to your bind, release, and then let's come back down. Bending, finding that strength in your feet, the balance, your root, all the way into your core. And then come into your bend, shoulders down below behind you. We'll just do that one more time. And then release. And then we're getting ready for our coming back up. Shake it out. Find that strength in that left front leg. Make sure that it's well grounded with your foot. We're going to slowly slide the back leg forward as we come into put our hands at our front chest if we want to, in Angelina Mudra first of all, and then pull up into our hips. Strengthen your leg. And again, you may find it different on one side versus the other. Just come in and out of it as much as feels comfortable till you find that energy. You can also put your hands out in front of you or long behind you, like an airplane. And then bring that foot back up in front to meet the other. And give it a good shake. Okay, now once we're in the front of our mat, and we're here, keep our feet parallel and in hips width distance apart, or 2 fists apart. Long and strong in our back body. We're going to bend in our front knees as if we're sitting down into a chair. So get into chair pose. Your hands will be at your chest in Angelina Mudra. And then rise, hands up high, hands back down to Angelina Mudra, and bend back into your chair. Bend, see if you can bend a little bit deeper, and bring that left elbow to your right knee into a low twist. Trying to keep your knees in parallel with each other. And then come back out of that into your chair. Stand up high, arms above you. Exhale, hands to heart. And then release into the chair. Really working those thighs and quads, hamstrings, calves, back muscles, glutes. And then we'll twist our to the left. Right elbow to left knee. Shaking is normal. It means your body's working. And then untwist. Come back to your chair. Hands up high. Rise all the way to Tadasana. Release hands down through center. Shake your arms out. Roll your shoulders back. And take a deep breath here for a moment. Grounding yourself through your feet. Okay, we're going to try one other balance pose. It's a little bit, takes about the same movements as what we were doing previously, but I'll just stand back a little bit here. Okay. Again, take your feet about hip width distance apart. Ground yourself down into the left side of your body, into that left leg. And we're going to pull our right knee up into a bent position, grab onto our back of our foot. Take your hand to the inside of your foot. And then we're going to bend forward like we did with warrior 3. And kick out with our foot into dancer. Arm may come out in front of you, may stay at your side. Pushing with that back foot into your hand. And then slowly release it down to meet the other. Shake it out. Reground yourself. Into that right leg, make sure that it's long and strong like a tree trunk. Take that left knee, bend it. Slowly bring that foot up into your left hand. Taking your hand to the inside of the foot. And then kick out when you bend. If you've come out of it, try it again. Again, my right side is always more wobbly, and I know it's something I need to work on my balance in my practice on a regular basis, because that right hip does not like me today. We'll try it one more time. Work with the breath, engage the core, strong leg. And then slowly release that knee back down, foot beside each other. Give it a big shake. Okay, we're gonna come down, arms high, down through center, into your forward fold, halfway rise. Plant your hands firmly on the ground and step back into dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Now lift that right leg up into three-legged dog. And then bend the knee and bring that right knee to meet your right wrist. And then try and make your shin or your as parallel as possible with the right kind of the mat that's for your body type. And then take that left leg, stretch it long behind you. Now this may be your pigeon, where you're up high like this, just allowing with each breath for your hips to release a little bit further towards the mat. Or you can come forward on your forearms and eventually bringing your head down towards the mat. Feeling that sensation in your hips. as they release some of that energy that we've just been working, that heat that was in our hip joints and our thighs. And if you're down with your forehead on the ground, slowly start working your way back up with your hands as support into that higher pigeon position. Tuck your back leg and foot, hands planted, and back into dog. Give it a nice big stretch across the lower back. Maybe do some hip circles on that right side, bending your knee, and giving it a little bit of movement, a little bit of love. And then release. Then we'll take our left leg up high into three-legged dog, and the left knee meets the left wrist into that position that we just did before. Your right leg goes back long. Allow the hips to settle and sink in towards the mat. Once you've got all this and you're in a comfortable position for you, then you can come down again to either your forearms or your forehead. Really allowing those hips to sink down towards the mat. And on your next inhale, use your strength in your arms and your hands to bring you back up to a long position in your back. Tuck that back foot. We'll just back up into dog and give you a couple of hip circles and some love to that hip joint. And then we'll release back down to our knees and all the way back down to our bellies. So we're long. Okay, so we're going to now, if this is accessible to you, you can just lift your left leg up. Or sorry, right leg, I'm working right leg. Your right leg up, and then take your right arm and have it come back behind you to meet that foot. Allow your upper body to release all the way to the ground, using your forearm as support, your left forearm. And on an inhale, raise that back thigh and your chest into half boat. So you're doing a back bend, only as deep as is necessary for you. And then release that thigh. Kick it out and we'll go to the other side. So using your forearm as support, left hand comes back to meet left foot. And this may be as deep as you want to go in getting that stretch in there. And that's perfectly okay. But on the inhale, if you want to do the half boat, raise that thigh up and your chest to meet it. And then release. And then we'll take crocodile pose. Both forearms stacked and your head on your forearms. Releasing your legs and your hips into the ground. And then we'll gently roll over onto our backs. And to try and help counteract or work with some of the work that we've already been doing with the low back and the back bending. We're going to do a bridge pose from here. So bring your feet in as close as you can to your back body. Knees remain parallel to each other. Shoulders are flat on the mat. Neck and chin are in neutral position. You're going to have your hands down beside you. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift your pelvis and your lower body all the way up to the sky. So on your next inhale, maintaining your neck and your shoulders and your upper part of your back should be on the ground. And then we slowly release that vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back down to the ground, to your mat. Last thing to meet should be your tailbone, your sacrum. And we're going to do that one more time. So make sure you're in your right position. And then on your inhale, rise, hips, pelvis to sky. Try to make sure that your knees aren't knocking out in either direction, but are remaining parallel. Inhaling into that belly. And then on your next exhale, slowly release back down to the ground. Take your knees out, your feet out wide as the mat, and allow your knees to knock together for a moment, just to counteract some of those back bends. Take both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around them, give them a big hug and a squeeze. And then take your left leg long and allow your right leg to twist gently over your left, maintaining that your upper body is still on the mat. Active energy through both legs and feet. And then on your exhale, release. Take that right leg back down to the mat. Left knee comes up. And then we twist to the left side. Active feet, active legs. Inhale back up. Take both legs back up into a hug. Hug all the way into your belly. Forehead meets knees. And then release down into your Shavasana. So whatever you might need to make you comfortable, whether that's blankets or pillows, put your socks back on just to make sure that you're comfortable in your Shavasana. And then once you're in your comfortable position, take your legs a little bit wider, your arms a little bit wider, long on your mat. And then just allow yourself to sink into the earth or into the mat, letting go of any muscle energy, any breathing techniques you might have been using. Start taking some deeper inhales, bringing your awareness back to your breath and your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe start twisting, rolling your ankles one direction and then the other. Take your arms out long. Stretch away from yourself as if it's a first morning stretch of the day. Bring your knees back up towards where your feet are on your mat, and then twist slightly onto one side, roll onto one side, whichever is the most comfortable for you, into that fetal position. Just take a moment for yourself here. Recognizing the work and the energy your body created. Acknowledging and accepting where you're at with your practice. And then on your next inhale, use your top arm to push you back up into a comfortable seated position. Roll your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Another long inhale. Try and make it a longer exhale. One more time, we'll exhale with a sigh. I hope you enjoyed Flow Energy class today. Thanks again for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you back at the Kidney Wellness Hub again soon. Namaste.
This video is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation of Canada, BC and Yukon branch. Please remember to like and subscribe. You can continue to watch another video or return to the Kidney Foundation Wellness Hub by clicking on the direct link in the description box below. If you would take a moment to fill out our short survey found below as well, we would greatly appreciate your input. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.